Da 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 vida vida da. Oh hey Sergeant Chewy. Well, after I'm done talking about the Amaranth situation, we're gonna be learning Yiddish. As I found this one guy, he's kind of like Moses, the guy that unfortunately passed away, that spoke like different languages and had conversations with people that speak, the native. So yeah, that's what we're gonna look into today. Oi V. I'm trying to learn that song, the top G song. It's French. Toda la vida vida. Yeah, but it was like Yiddish, which is a language that they use in the Jewish culture, but they say it's related to German as well.
This is one of those heavy situations I don't use.
Oh yeah, the Amaranth situation. Oh my god, when I first heard about this, I'm glad it ended well. I just want to get like the full scoop.
Usually like to talk about. I usually aim for the goofier stories where we just kind of point and laugh at some clownery and some general dog shittery that's going on around the internet. But the situation that's happening with Amouranth is an extremely serious one, and it is one that I'd like to talk about since I've seen some of the worst takes all of humanity's ever concocted surrounding this. Now, for those that don't know, if you haven't been on Twitter today, a lot of clips have been surfacing from Amaranth's stream from last night where she went live, well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac. I watched the entire VOD to get the full context surrounding this entire situation, and I can say with a high level of confidence that this is an actual abusive lunatic. Now, before getting into the clips, I want to make it known that I'm basing that on more than just the phone call argument. Obviously, anyone with ears is going to reach the same conclusion because he comes across extremely abusive in the phone calls as well, but she goes further, showing some of the damage she's done to the house in fits of rage. For instance, she said she locked herself in her room one time, and in response, he kicked the door in and shows the damage to the door, how it's all fucked up, it's now missing like the hinge and everything, and then shows damage to a nearby wall, and then also shows text messages that she received from him, threatening to financially ruin them because she wasn't replying to him fast enough. Now, last quick note before getting into the clips, I'm not Amaranth's PR manager. I'm not here to change your mind if you don't like her or her content, but you need to accept that just because you don't like someone's content, that doesn't mean that they're deserving of treatment like
100%.
this. Abuse isn't okay in any circumstance. Just because you might not be a fan of her doesn't mean that you can like wiggle your finger and celebrate that she's miserable.
Finding out that her husband basically controlled everything, that he kind of forced her to live stream and do all the lewd live stream. I was like, damn, that is wild.
Or something that's so fucked up. I've already seen a ton of disgusting worms blaming her for all of this and being happy that she's being abused because they're not a fan of her streams or the fact she has an OnlyFans. It's absolutely fucking despicable shit.
Is that Detroit style pizza?
Obviously not. Detroit style is back at Pizza Hut, just $12.99.
The new Mentos Pure Fresh gum bottle is 90% paperboard, which is less painful.
Exactly. Because I'm going to let you say what you think you heard. But then I'm going to say what I thought I said. But you can't edit your mind because I'm not going to interrupt you.
When I was hearing like snippets of this, I was like, what is... Oh, man. I felt uncomfortable.
What are you saying? Why did you say you were going to kill my dogs?
Leave the house.
Okay, I can leave the... You know what? Actually, I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs and leave.
The man's voice you're hearing on the phone that sounds like a 9-year-old getting his balls squeezed at the doctor during a physical with that helium-high screaming, screeching voice, that's her husband, and he's melting down over an argument they had earlier. And I'm going to tell you what it's about, but you're not going to believe me. I watched the whole VOD, and I can confirm, based on everything I've seen here, this argument was because she didn't hear something he said. That simple. So he had asked her a question, she didn't hear it, and said, I didn't know you asked a question.
Yeah, like, this guy's like, bah, bah. Like, I'm like, bruh, he has no self-control.
Question, basically. She said that, oh, you didn't ask me that question, but he believed he did. So her saying, you didn't ask me that, he took as a personal insult, and it led to this massive blow-up. That's what started this whole thing. Because she didn't fully hear the question, so didn't know what was asked. And in response to that, in order to prove a point, he threatened to kill her dogs. Totally reasonable thing from a rational person. I'll go ahead and play his side of that statement.
Why are you pausing? You didn't ask a question. You said a statement. Did you say that? No?
I tried to tell you
Are you saying you did not say that? Or you're saying you did not say that?
I tried to tell you what I heard from you. And you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say? No, I did. I said...
Like, damn.
On purpose! I said it to show you how easily distracted you are! Your word recognition! You're lying! You're literally lying to me! I said this! I said this! Stop! I said, you're gonna tell me what you said? And if you lie or interrupt my part, I'm turning dogs. That's exactly what I said.
So Big Bang Theory over here hatched the genius idea,
Big
the
Bang.
galaxy brain scheme, to prove that she wasn't hearing everything he said. He then threatened her dog's life. His whole chess master checkmating move here was, I'm going to threaten your dogs because I know you're going to focus on that as opposed to the other stuff I've said. You know.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not saying I'm gonna kill your dogs. I'm just threatening their life. I'm like, oh my god. If this guy was a lawyer, it would be over.
The same response everyone would have, right? Oh, you're not listening to me? I'm gonna go kill your dogs. Oh, well, you heard that? Weird. You know, like, how dumb can you be? This man is just an actual psychopath. Obviously, she's gonna focus on the thing where you're threatening her dog's life out of nowhere. He was upset because she didn't hear the question and then instead said you didn't ask it. If he ever even asked it in the first place, you know, there's no telling for sure. I wasn't fucking there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But he's mad because she didn't hear the question. And then in order to prove his point that she just didn't hear the question, he threatens her dog's life to show her that she focuses on emotionally distressing things more than his other statements. That's, you fucking dummy. Everyone's gonna be focusing on emotionally distressing things when it's a goddamn threat.
I said that because I knew when I say that, instantly you don't forget what you said and what I said. Both.
Why do you have to say you're gonna kill my dog? What does that help anything?
Because, stop. Zoom out. Because you understand my point.
What? What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So what point is it proving?
See? You're proving my point right now.
Why did I'm asking you? I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point.
This man really thinks he's smart. You can tell just by the way he carries himself in this conversation. He really thinks he's some intellectually enlightened being who just found atheism for the first time on Reddit or something. Like, this guy talks like the most pretentious douchebag you'll ever hear. As if his point is the only ever accurate one, and he's so benevolent. He even talks about how he's forgiven her for not hearing him sometimes. Like, what a saint. But I want to quickly address something a lot of people keep bringing up. The sub 5 IQ take of, well, she shouldn't have aired this publicly. All right, Dr. Phil. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, it's something that Dr. Phil would say because his advice is like I used to find his stuff entertaining, but now that you get older, you're like, okay, dude, like you're not an actual licensed therapist. What are you doing?
Let's tackle that for a moment. Let's go over the reasons why she might want to air this publicly. This man has access to all of her accounts. He has all of her passwords, and in this conversation even threatens to make fake tweets to ruin her career, and even goes as far as to typing them up, but doesn't hit send. She is basically his prisoner, because she has tried to go to authorities, at least based on everything I've seen in this VOD, and she has recorded other conversations, but in response, she had her shit broken by him and had her phones taken away by him.
Literally got physical with me. And then, like, fucking tried to take my phones away because he was gonna destroy my PC when I recorded it. Now he's just trying to say bullshit because he knows he fucked up. He just admitted he was lying. Fucking asshole.
So she tried gathering evidence on her own. It was destroyed. She tried calling the police. Apparently that didn't go super well either because he took her phones away. Like, what the fuck else is she supposed to do? I think this was a very good course of action here, and publicly airs it all out so that way this can help her in her case in getting away from him. Now, he didn't know this was being streamed, obviously. He was under the...
Yeah, this was like the smartest thing she could do because people would have been like victim blaming, and I do get, oh my god, so originally today I was gonna go over, because I was having a discussion on Twitter with people. It was about, what was it? It was, apparently not only in Twitch, but EDM Twitter, that's what it is. They're having like the same issue as Twitch when it comes to like essay and harassment and all that stuff. It just feels ridiculous. And I was gonna go over, but you know, I was just going back and forth with like people in the EDM Twitter community, and it's just really wild because it just seems like you can't find a middle ground. It's like too much of a pick a side mentality. But I think that's Twitter in general. I was gonna go over that, but honestly, it just felt exhausting.
the impression she had stepped away to take the phone call, but she came back after, I'm guessing, the threats against her dogs and just unmuted and did it publicly. And I do think it was a good, I think it was a good decision.
I'm just redrafted. Who's just sitting now?
What are you sending?
The false fucking swatting of your husband, and having your fucking assistant do it too.
You literally tried to take my phone. I got scared because you got physical, and I called.
Yeah, but I'm tweeting it now, so.
But so you're lying on my Twitter. That's gonna look real good.
Sure, whatever. I don't care. I'm tweeting it. I'm Amouranth's assistant, or I'm Amouranth's husband, and she is swatting me and calling the cops and calling it a false abuse claim.
I didn't say you abused me. I called the cops because you literally were on top of me trying to take my phones from me. You're literally just lying on my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't care. I built Twitter.
That you used my body to build this empire.
And I'm gonna get your OnlyFans banned too.
So here he is admitting that he was just going to lie about a story to ruin her.
Oh my god. Well, it's not technically a self snitch, but honestly, it had to come out, you know, sometime. Like, I'm just shocked that a lot of people said they knew that she was married already, but I did not know that he was like the mastermind behind her whole like streaming and all that stuff, her OnlyFans and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn. And I also noticed, like, in TwitchCon or when she interacts with like other streamers, she's more reserved compared to the others. And I always found that, like, you know, you think she'd be more like how can I say, extroverted, you know, when it comes to other streamers, but that was something, you know, that kind of stuck out, that she was like more reserved and introverted when it came to like being around, and basically she's just like letting it all out because it felt like she's been controlled. And so yeah, I think that's something I'd point out because, oh my god, the pot thickens.
As well. So you can clearly see that he had access to all of her shit, and a lot was revealed here. The reason why Amouranth wasn't more public about her marriage is because he didn't let her.
I'm going to tell people that, like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married, because it's like our relationship is better. We just stream it. Instead of fighting all the time. No, Mister, don't say that because it's gonna ruin the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself. I'm done with it.
The reason why she started doing hot tub streams and committing the hot tub streams is because he forced her to. So a lot of this shit came out about how awful of a person this guy is and how controlling and how scummy and shitty he is.
It's literally, I was waiting for a response. You were just calling me crazy there.
I didn't say you were crazy.
No. Dude, I'm gonna give you one last chance. I'm gonna irrevocably fucking destroy everything. I can tell you something that shatters you forever, and I'll start tweeting about it too.
But what? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand.
Because you are literally telling me I did not say something that I literally said.
That's okay to let me.
You're just right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. You're about to lose your entire fucking life in terms of everything that's been built because you're too obstinate to just merely accept that you didn't hear that. I'm already very forgiving about that.
This man is so insecure, sensitive, and embarrassing that he just keeps believing that because she said you didn't say that, he is taking it as an insult against his intelligence, and he won't stand for it. He believes that she is calling him crazy, and she might not be calling him crazy, but I, as well as everyone else who has seen these clips, is. This man is fucking unhinged. He is crazy. This man is nuts. And he's downright dangerous, I would say. To be threatening the lives of his dogs, also makes threats against our horses about how he's going to sell them to meat packaging plants or some shit. Like, the man
that's
is
ridiculous.
not a safe person to be around.
Oh my god, and a lot of the simps, when they found out she was married, they turned on her and they were like, you deserve this, and it was really wild. I don't know why they decided to go all like that. Even when this guy basically exposed himself, and you know, she just had to just write it out because she had no other choice. And yeah, it was really wild, man.
Now, one other thing I'd like to get into before showing,
like, it's just ridiculous that the Sims and the other people that didn't like her, I know I was streaming and I was like, what is Amouranth doing? I was just joking. I wasn't really a fan of her content, but I don't think anybody deserves this because and I'm not gonna, you know, hold my opinion because that I'll just put aside. And, you know, you got to be ethical in these situations. I was like, oh, man, I felt like really bad. I hope there was like some sort of closure because we all were like left in a cliffhanger. And you guys will see.
Showing some more clips is the brain-rotted take that keeps floating around about how this is all manufactured drama and it's fake for the sake of exposure and clout for Amouranth. And I understand why people like to take everything with a grain of salt. I think it's a very good thing to always really try and hyper-analyze everything to make sure that what you're getting is legitimate, which is why I'm so surprised that after doing that, people still arrived at the...
Yeah, like, like I said in EDM Twitter, it was just based on tweets. We don't know, if there's more evidence, and people are just like throwing in, their assumptions without analyzing, like looking at both sides of the stories, and they just want one. Whether that be the more popular leaning or the opposing side. And it was like really, it was like exhausting just to watch everybody fight, man.
The conclusion that it's fake. You'd have to be clinically stupid to think that
But like this situation, and also with like Adriana Lee, like Miskiff and Maya, they admitted to like covering the essay and just like running away and hiding. And Crazy Slick, like he's probably hiding out there, Miskiff is probably helping him, who knows. But yeah, they suffered no repercussion because Miskiff went back on his Twitch, and everything's like it was like if it was just like a regular day. And he was like making it about himself and not about Adriana Lee afterwards. He was like, "Oh man, you guys have no idea how this has affected my mental health." Like, oh my god, y'all admitted that Adriana Lee, everything she said was right. And you guys showed, and yeah, they showed everything that Adriana Lee is basically, everything she said basically lines up with what happened with Crazy Slick and all that stuff. Oh yeah.
this is fake. Because in order to reach that conclusion, you'd have to ask yourself, why is it fake? What would be the goal? What would Amouranth gain from this? And let's break that thought process down. Why would she fake it? She's already reached like the pinnacle of internet success. She makes over $2 million a month from streaming OnlyFans. Like that doesn't even count like merch or anything. So she's making plenty of money. So she doesn't need money. So that wouldn't be a reason. She doesn't need exposure because she's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch and most popular OnlyFans models. So that probably wouldn't make any sense. So why would it be fake? There's nothing to gain. There's only things to lose because now it's public that she's married. So that would be a detriment. Even though it's something she wanted to share, there are those delusional weirdos who believe that by donating money to her.
Oh hey, Cherofa 21875. Sorry if I butcher that.
This coming out doesn't help her in any way. There'd be no reason why she'd fake this for anything because she has nothing to gain from it. It's just a nonsensical take from people that clearly haven't thought about it for even an iota of a second.
I mean, we're in the house now.
Right.
It's like, the next time when I say plan, do it. Dumb fuck, do you understand what planning talking about? It's like, fuck this, I'm calling you, so I disappear from stream. Please call. So I can't, and tell them I can't talk right now, we're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. From my hotel room. But throwing your stupid merch off the balcony. Proceeding to ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view. Like the stream epic.
Yeah, like Charlie said, the fact, she showed all the receipts, and the the butthurt simps were still like, "Oh, you deserve it," and the people that didn't like her already were like, "You deserve it." I'm like, oh my god. Like even Keemstar made like a dumb take.
Or the clothes, huh? Deleting social media in 1 minute. Buying options that expire and blasting the cash. About to shut down the bank account to your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage. It's like, about to delete Twitter in 30 seconds. If you don't go, my phone's literally off, right? I'm just like, it literally died. Gonna donate $250,000 to Polo Missy. It's like a bird sanctuary he likes. In the next 2 minutes, 250K gone. We'll donate.
Pretty alarming stuff here. Just look at these texts. The man is draining their finances faster than a crypto bro investing in the latest shitcoin. Just blasting all their money down the drain. Just
Didn't he also say, "Oh, I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for asking."
fucking shitting it away because she wasn't replying to him in a reasonable time. It should be obvious that this isn't healthy behavior from a sane individual. But if you need more evidence of that, let's go later into her stream where she starts showing some of the house itself and some of the damage that he's caused.
Script of LUTH. You know what you are.
I would lock my door, but he broke that too. So,
Best advice I can give during my divorce my grandma gave. This too shall pass.
The phone from me. And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke. Like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore.
What an absolute.
Oh, you're
nightmare.
welcome.
And you want to know what's really sick about the whole thing? There are people saying that she absolutely deserves it because she does OnlyFans.
I don't know
Did
why.
you know how fucked up that is? And also, a lot of the things people shit on Amouranth for, like pretending to be single to get money from simps or whatever, isn't even her idea, apparently. It's her husband, who is controlling every aspect of her life, it seems.
Yeah, because her husband basically said, "Oh, I control your OnlyFans and I control your Twitch, your hot tubs and stuff like that." So it's all coming together, really.
He has access to all of her accounts. He's the one who comes up with her schedule and tells her what to do on stream and all of that. So,
oh, I'm watching Penguin Zero. Right now we're looking at the whole Amouranth situation. after this one, I'm gonna look because it actually ended up having like a closure. You know, there's like actually a good ending, and you know, an update to this whole situation. And after that, I'm gonna look at YouTubers that basically go around and like they speak to people and that speak like a native language that they're learning.
So a lot of the things that she gets shit on is actually her husband doing it, making her do it. And yet Amouranth is the one that has to roll with all the punches. And then once she turns off stream after being insulted all day by a ton of people, she then has her husband insulting her and yelling and screaming at her. Fucking unbelievable. The set of circumstances here are so incredibly sad. Like, just genuinely awful. And the stream ends in a really concerning way. I'll go ahead and play the ending of the stream to you.
Oh man, the ending is like creepy.
Hello? Hey.
Look at the door back here.
What are you talking about? Why would you ask if I'm taking...
This is a scene right out of a horror movie. The door slowly opening up behind her. Someone off camera asking if she's taking medication. I believe it's her assistant. But even Amouranth is confused. Like, why are you asking about the medication? You know, like that's irrelevant to everything. So the assistant knew what was going on here, and for some reason asked about her taking medication, I guess implying that, you know, maybe she's having like some kind of mental breakdown. But that's a fucked up thing to even insinuate, because she's not having just some like mental breakdown. Her husband is yelling and screaming at her over an extremely minor issue and threatening to ruin her entire career over it, and making threats against her dogs and her horses. Like, this isn't just some mental breakdown kind of thing where she, you know, she's off her meds, so now she's crazy. Like, her husband has made a massive fucking threat, not only to her career, but the things she cares about. It's a very serious thing that most people would respond to in the same way. She's just doing it live, probably because she felt like she was out of other options. So I think it's a really weird thing for her assistant to ask, and the door opening behind her I think is eerie. I think that is scary.
I agree too.
She hasn't posted since this has happened. Hopefully everything's okay, but no one knows as of right now. But I think this is an extremely important situation to talk about, because for some reason people are dismissing it as no big deal, which blows my mind. Like, this is a legitimate case of abuse on stream here, and I don't know why people aren't saying it as such. Granted, most of people are, but there's...
Yeah, like, I could say, you know, like the majority, you know, they were like, all like, we need to like bring this more into attention. And, you know, there's literally abuse, you know, on live. And you have like the other ones that will neglect anything like that.
Still is a community of people that still think it's not an issue and that it's her fault. Why is she staying with an abuser? You know, she brought this on herself. If you're gonna talk...
They also said that she deserved to have stalkers, which is ridiculous. All right, so I want to look at Ludwig, because Ludwig, you know, he kind of answers the closure. And after, you know, Ludwig, we're gonna see after Ludwig, we're gonna see there's this YouTuber I was watching. He went inside like a synagogue and he was learning Yiddish. And I want to watch that with you guys.
Welcome back to Mogul Mail. Before we jump into today's story, stop. All right, scroll up. Don't write that mean comment that you're about to write about my t-shirt and my hair combo. I get it. I look like a pumpkin right now, but can we skip the insults and just talk about today?
Somebody said that he looked like Fred in the Velma costume. I could totally see it.
Story, which is a positive one, all right? So hit the subscribe button. We're talking about today's positive update to Amouranth, which if you somehow missed and this wasn't on your radar, was the biggest news story I've seen in the minute coming out of Twitch. It's all over Reddit, Twitter, everywhere you could find, because Amouranth revealed two insane facts on a live stream. The first is that she has a husband, which was crazy, and the second was that her husband was abusive, which is crazier. And I made a whole video about it if you want to check it out. But Amouranth decided to go back live after about 24 to 48 hours after the story dropped and after her original stream revealing all that info. And this is what happened on her first stream. which is in the starting soon screen. She wrote, "Cops are here. Cops are here, be back later, which is a terrifying thing to read. Now, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't like a swatting. It was basically a wellness check because people were so worried about Amouranth. I believe there was like a dozen wellness checks called to her
Oh,
house.
thank you.
She was all right because she was in the house with her husband after everything went nuts. And, you know, presumably, even if the husband wasn't physically abusive towards Amouranth, he was physically abusive towards items in the household. And that usually is like the gateway drug. So people were concerned, did wellness checks. Turns out she's all right. And we know that because she did a stream the next day and said this.
I think that when he hurt himself on that call, it really sunk in how much of an asshole he is. It's like you never fucking realized, idiot. Anyways. So as of today, though, I have access to all of my accounts and finances again. He's not here. He's getting help. And I'm seeking legal and emotional counsel.
She's getting help from a support group. He's hopefully out of the...
I think this is cool because you could actually see that she has like a sense of relief. And before, yeah, if you kind of looked at it, even though she was like doing all these different things, she kind of looked, I don't know, it kind of felt weird. It kind of felt like she was like being supervised, but here it just feels like she's in control, which is really cool.
Picture, and she has access to her accounts again, because that was one of the main concerns and one of the biggest threats from the husband is that he's going to tear down her empire, spend all of her money that she's earned in Twitch OnlyFans, and then make sure that she can never earn a dime again. But it looks like none of that actually happened, which is good, because she should clearly have the money that she worked to earn. All positive things. She did double confirm that.
Okay. But yeah, I have access to all my accounts again, all the 2 factors, everything.
So hopefully zero grip from the husband on her life anymore and in the work that she has done and maybe will do in the future. And one of the things that was clearly apparent is how hard Amouranth has worked over the past few years, which has always seemed like weird, honestly, to me. You know, I had her on the Yard podcast and we talked about it, and I was mind blown. I was like, you make more than most people who stream, barring maybe people who have giant streaming contracts or have earned money from gambling, and yet you still grind as if you need every last dollar to survive. And her dream was always to open up an animal sanctuary. You know, and I always thought to myself, well, you have more than enough money to do that. Why not just open up the sanctuary now? You know, why not just try to save a bunch of horses now with presumably 8 figures in liquid assets and invested assets? And the answer, it turns out, is because in part she was coerced by her husband to stream more, work more, and do more. And this was confirmed when she talked about how she's been turning down events by other creators just to work harder.
I just don't feel like I have to turn down invites to shit camp and stuff now, or like the girls trip, because it's not good. It's not a good use of time. Couldn't be home getting more conversions and money.
Now, every streamer kind of goes through this, like, I probably can't take time off to do something I want to do because I need to be earning money. And Twitch, in any live streaming platform, makes it very apparent that when you are not working, you are losing, right? If you take a break, you go down in subscribers. It's very in your face, as opposed to maybe most conventional jobs where time off is like expected at least some part of the year, and you don't see the ramifications of the time off so directly. And now maybe she's able to change her lifestyle so that she can do the things that she also wants to do. And then she also spoke about maybe like the future of doing OnlyFans and how she felt about that a bit.
And I don't have to wear cleavage every day. I can wear clothes. Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is free.
Little Harry Potter quote there, basically saying that she doesn't have to do it as much. I assume, I don't know, I haven't talked to Amos personally, that she might continue to do it just to earn money, because, I mean, she is the highest OnlyFans creator, highest earning OnlyFans creator, so it makes sense for her to do it, but the rate that she was doing it at is absurd, and I definitely think it would make a lot of sense to take a bit of time off, which is also what Amouranth thought. After doing a stream yesterday where she did a big 15-hour one, looking at horses, going to dinner, then playing Overwatch 2, she tweeted out, taking a break, not sure when I'll be back, which well-deserved break. If someone streams 45% plus of their life, I'll say it. They deserve a couple weeks. Hell, give them a month. Take a month off. If Amo took 6 months off, she'd still stream more hours than me, but she definitely deserves the time off. So anyway, positive update.
Those streaming is like relatively easy. Like doing it long term, it does. Like I remember when I was like still in high school, and I was uploading like a lot of videos daily or like throughout like the whole week. I had to like stay up late just to like get that done. So it really does take a toll on you. Like it's like, let's say making like the thumbnails and editing, like pretty much a lot of people can learn that. But like doing it over and over, it just becomes like a hustle that that could, you know, make you feel burned out. And I know a lot of people say, you know, compare, because I also work a 9 to 5, so you can imagine me doing both. But I still try to find like some balance in that. Okay, so then, yes, so the other day we saw Zhao Man, and he was basically going around speaking in New York like Yiddish, Haitian Creole, Jamaican patois, and all this stuff with people in New York. It was really cool. But there's this other one. His name is Frankie Light. I think he might be the one that we also saw. Moses as well. Mouse. He was like the one that I first saw when he spoke to the
double the cheese.
He was speaking to like this man in Chinese, and he was like so surprised, and he earned his respect that he invited him, to dinner whenever, he had the chance to, go to his house, and, he would like cook Chinese food because he had like the utmost respect just because, he was speaking in his language, and it just felt cool. It was like a wholesome vibe. Oh man, this is gonna be wild.
Once you go in, there's no going out. It's not going out? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. First time scoop inside. Have you ever been inside a Hasidic synagogue before? No. Are there any rules I should know?
Neither have I.
This has never been done before, I don't think. Am I the first? Okay, I'll say that question for later. Wow. This is definitely a thumbnail.
Soaking it in, baby. Soak it in. A few months back, and it's called Speaking Yiddish. In Crown Heights. And it went by.
Bruh. Ishka.
Oh my gosh.
Where's sausage? Ishka. That was like the word he was speaking.
We're going to the mosh pit. Can I dance with you? Let's go!
Oh my god, this is wild. Oh my god.
Guys, we are getting inside look. I don't think there's any other content like this on YouTube right now.
Oh no, you're breaking down. So the idea of Judaism is not to get to heaven, but to bring heaven down to earth. That's really that.
You say sausage. No, not sausage. In Yiddish. They were like ishka, something like that. Here it's 10 p.m.
We're all the same, Jews, non-Jews. We're all on the same team in the sense that we're trying to bring heaven down to earth.
Episode 1.
Alright guys, it's your boy Frankie Light, and I'm back with another video. Alright, you're probably wondering, Frankie, where's your shirt? What's going on? Something weird just happened, alright? So right now, it is approximately literally 10:10, alright? Way past this old man's bedtime.
It's 10, like...
I just got back from the gym.
10:01 now.
Focus real quick.
Here, actually...
Bam. There you go. I just got back from the gym, and I'm just going, and I'm in bed, and on my laptop, and I received this email that said it was from somebody. It's my son. And I received this weird email, and the title just says, Hanging with the Hasidics. Hi, Frank. I got your number from my brother-in-law. I take you around heights. Tonight, crazy action. Here, let's make viral video. Meet me at 701, which happens to be the Shabbat headquarters. Now, you guys are like, okay, what is the Shabbat headquarters? Well, the Shabbat headquarters is basically where I shot the first Jewish video. Hosta Kishka? Hey, yo! Hosta Kishka? Do you have any Kishka? Kishka.
Kishka.
What is Kishka?
Well, anyway, he's basically saying,
Kishka.
Tonight, something's gonna happen. It's crazy. Now, mind you, I'm usually asleep by this time. I'm usually asleep by like 9. And I don't know, this seems like such a good opportunity I couldn't get passed up. So he sent me his number in the email, so I just texted him. Let me show you guys. My phone's jacked up, so I broke my phone. But he's basically like, I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, for me to read the messages, I have to like do this weird thing where I'm like,
you know, I gotta be.
Oh god, that is crazy. When it's like broken that way.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I was like, you said something is going down tonight? Like what? He's like, crazy dancing in the streets, Hasidic parties, trust me, great viral content. Guys, I'm just like, should I go to this? I'm just like, I really don't feel like going, but I'm like, you guys deserve it, man. Jewish content. I haven't made any Jewish content in such a long time. I'm just like, he says it's Sukkot tonight. It's the festival of the tabernacle. So I guess we're going to Shabbat headquarters, guys. Let's go.
A few moments later.
Let's go, man. I gotta go. I gotta get this content, man. You want to see this? I gotta
Oh well, because I am. Wake up for school. Oh, okay. Did the audio cut off?
Text came
Oh no, it didn't.
770. All right, guys. I'm out. See you guys. Oh, definitely my keys. I'll get you when I get back. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Frankie Lang. We're back with another video. Guys, does this place look familiar to you? Right now, I'm on the corner of Eastern Parkway and Kingston Avenue. And there's a big event going on tonight. And I'm not too sure what it's about. I have a kind of a gist, but I have a friend here named Yoni who's going to help us out. Introducing Yoni.
Hi, I'm Rabbi Yoni Katz. Welcome.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
We want to welcome you to the headquarters of the Chabad Lubavitch movement, 770 Eastern Parkway. Follow me. Hold on to your hats. I even lost my hat. So, all right,
let's go. All right, guys. So right now we're gonna follow Rabbi Yoni. I'm sorry, Rabbi. I didn't know. He's so humble. He didn't tell me he was a rabbi. He just. Yo, what up, man? All right, man. All right, let's go. First time going in.
Going in. Once you go in, there's no going out.
There's no going out. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. First time scoop inside.
Have you ever been inside a Hasidic synagogue before?
No. Are there any rules I should know?
There are no rules. Just enjoy yourself. Know that you're welcome here. You know, happy to see you. I bring groups here from all around the world, and everyone is thrilled that you're here. This is a house of worship, and it's a house of unity. So come on in.
Oh my gosh, I always wanted to do this.
Guys, I want you to meet my friends before.
Okay. Hey.
These are my friends from Israel, from Bat Ayin.
Okay. Shalom aleichem. Shalom aleichem.
Shalom aleichem.
Israel for the month of Tishrei, which is the month of holidays, the Jewish New Year, Yom Kippur, is celebrated here in New York. And you think to yourself, why would they come from Israel to celebrate in New York? Why should I answer it for them? You want to take it away? Why'd you come from Israel to New York? He already said he came to the Rebbe because this is where the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the leader of the Chabad movement,
right.
And holiness never leaves its place. This is still the place that brings people from all around the world to celebrate the festivities of this important time of year.
That's
awesome. Amazing. They came to my house for a meal, right?
All right, I see. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, you can go study. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate that.
Very good. All right, guys.
All right,
let's go inside the synagogue.
Let's go. Okay.
Learn a language by watching TV. Choose from hundreds of TV shows.
See, like they're like, who is this guy?
Okay. Doing the evening prayers.
Okay.
Walking back and forth like that.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. Growing up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, because your soul's like a flame. A flame flickers when it's alive.
Okay.
So you're praying.
Wow, guys, this has never been done before. Am I the first? Okay, I'll say that question for later. Wow. Yeah, this is amazing.
Look, it's 12 o'clock at night. And this place is bustling and bustling.
Wow.
There's people praying.
This is definitely a thumbnail. Could you get me like just standing right here, like just looking up and like
soaking it in, baby. Soak it in. And we're gonna.
That's crazy.
And we're gonna go now to the holiest part of the synagogue.
Okay.
The Aron, the Ark, where they keep the Holy Torah scrolls.
Guys, this is an experience. I'm so amazed by this right now.
You can feel the energy.
Yes.
Look at you, that voice. If you don't sit, you're learning, praying, stuff. 12 o'clock.
So that's what goes on in here. Wow. So could you explain to the viewers, because I got to be honest with you, a lot of my viewers, ever since showing that first Jewish video, they want to know what, more about the Jewish culture and understand it more.
Okay, well, they came to the right place.
All right.
So basically, Judaism, although it's obviously practiced by Jews, but the thought process and ideas are universal. So from this very location, this is sort of a headquarters. From here, 4,000 rabbis and their families actually left Granites to go establish synagogues and houses of worship around the world. So
I don't know if there's any synagogues around here. I mean, I'm not gonna, go out and try to do this because it looks like he definitely was like forming like some sort of friendship with all the people he talks to. And I think, you know, you gotta go meet out these people, and for them just to like be like bring you to a place for like an icebreaker. I think it's good, you know, for like a lot of social skills. Like it really like opens you up to different things.
So the idea of Judaism is not to get to heaven, but to bring heaven down to earth. And with that, we're all the same, Jews, non-Jews. We're all on the same team in the sense that we're trying to bring heaven down to earth. A world of peace and unity, goodness and kindness. So that's why you're welcome. Anyone can just stroll in here.
Okay.
You're welcome. Learn about Judaism, learn about the purpose of life, learn about what it means to connect as human beings. So
awesome.
The Torah scrolls, those are the 5 books of Moses from the beginning. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and they're kept in a very sacred place.
Okay, so this is where the Torah is. Am I pronouncing it right? The Torah?
Yeah.
Because
many people from this channel, they're fans of
Yeah, the Book of Torah, I think that's what it
The
is.
video that I did the first time was me speaking Yiddish, speaking a little bit of Yiddish. You know, and I want to make sure I'm making the pronunciations right.
So it's called the Torah, right?
Torah.
Okay.
And Torah, the Hebrew etymology of the word Torah is Torah, which means instruction. So the Torah is an instruction, a blueprint for the world, how to achieve unity, how to achieve oneness and sensitivity and kindness on this earth. So it's a book of instruction. So it's called the Torah, which is the 5 books of Moses. It starts with, in the beginning, God.
Okay, so there, I guess there is. Yeah, they do have here, but I wouldn't say, you know, because New York, I know, has like a large Jewish population, but Florida is, you know, more Christian, you know, I can't say it. Catholic, Christian. That's basically what makes up, you know, the part of Florida I'm from.
God created heaven and earth, and it all ends with the Jewish people entering the land of Israel. So that's the final book, 5 books.
Okay, thanks, sir.
If you roll the books, the
Wow.
books.
These are all holy books?
This is the Siddur, this is the prayer book, which has the Hebrew alphabet right at the beginning. It's called the Aleph-Bet, sort of like the ABCs.
Wow.
And this constructs the Torah and all the books that we learn from. So this is a prayer book, a Siddur, and this is the Chumash, which is the 5 books of Moses, which speaks about, as we said before, the creation of the world, the story of Adam and Eve right at the beginning, the Garden of Eden.
Okay.
And we read from this every Sabbath.
Every Sabbath.
Wow.
All right. Following your lead, Rabbi.
All right. Look at these. This is like a little library in the back. This is the Talmud.
The Talmud.
The Talmud, which is sort of the staple of what boys learn in the yeshiva. Talmudic thought, how you basically come to the conclusions in halacha, Jewish law. Halacha is Jewish law.
Halacha.
How do you live your life?
Okay.
And they could, here's another, we have another.
This is a Torah, right?
The Torahs are kept in here, so
sacred.
Sacred.
It has to be kept safe.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I don't know much, but I do know that you can't touch it because if you touch it, it's like you're unclean or something, and it messes it up. You have to do it over.
Right. They have a cover on it, so they keep it covered in order because it's parchment. It's made out of that's written on a parchment. It's Hebrew letters, so it's very sensitive. And
It was like Post Malone. I don't know if anybody ever saw it, but I think he went to like a museum and he was with somebody and they touched like one of these relics or something, and apparently it has like Yiddish ghosts, and like you can see in the security video that the guy was touching and tampering with the relic, and Post Malone was like freaking out. And some people said actually that that could have gave him like a curse or something, which is wild, but I don't think it went to that extent.
And it's very holy, and you can't use a computer or a machine. It's still written by hand with the clip after all these years.
That's insane. The whole Torah, like
all the Torah portions.
You know, I gotta admit, I had to.
Oh my God.
Rods, and I found it really interesting that you guys like. It takes like a whole year to write the Torah, and you guys do it by hand. And I heard if one segment, like even one letter is miswritten, you guys have to rewrite that whole segment.
Exactly right.
Wow.
And it's because what's written in there is so personal. It's God expressing His deepest vulnerability, His deepest wishes. You know, all the commandments, all the ways of living. So there's nothing more personal than a handwritten letter, not a text and not a WhatsApp. So you still write it by hand with ink, with a quill, and it usually takes a year. And it's written by a scribe who lives in Israel. And that's another video we can make. And Peter sent another. We're actually going to the house that he visited when he came with YouTube.
Seriously?
Yeah. And we're going to meet now on the way on this amazing festival. We're going to meet YouTube's most popular rabbi, Rabbi Manis Freeman. It's going to be a real
Manis Freeman's here?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Guys, join us 701 Montgomery between Kingston and Albany. Come to our brain, and Manis is there. It's amazing. You guys want to come? Only if you want to. Who are you guys visiting?
Our brain.
Borough Park. They're coming from Borough
Oh,
Park.
Borough Park.
Borough Park.
You guys know Shlomi Zients?
Yeah, sure. Good friend.
Yeah, good friend? Yeah. Shout out to Shlomi. He's a good guy.
He's a fellow YouTuber. Okay, here we go. We're taking you behind the scenes.
YouTube video.
What's it? How do I find it?
Frankie Light.
Frankie Light.
Yeah, Frankie Light. Black guy speaks Yiddish. Easier way to find it.
Okay. Believe it or not, when the movement came here in 1940, it fit into this tiny little room. They could barely get enough of a quorum of men.
Yikes.
Show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. What would
To pray, you need 10 men according to Jewish law to hold services because they escaped Nazi Germany, left Russia.
Guys, we are getting inside look. I don't think there's any other content like this on YouTube right now.
Oh no, you're breaking ice.
We're breaking ice right now. Oh, I know this is a muzzle, right?
Mezuzah.
Mezuzah. Okay, I was
Which
close.
means doorpost.
Okay.
And it has the most famous prayer in Judaism inside. It says, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. God is one, universal. And the whole idea of Echad, of oneness, is that there should be no divisiveness, no separation between human beings, between religions. The point of everything is to serve God and fulfill the purpose for why God created the world in the first place, which is dependent on every single human being and every single Jewish person, Hasidic or not Hasidic. We're all in this together.
Wow. Right. That's awesome.
And now you're gonna.
I hear French.
Yeah,
I hear French. Français? Okay.
So this was the Rebbe's office.
The rabbi's office that we were just discussing about?
Yeah, so for decades, he would sit here and meet with politicians, people from all different backgrounds, and try to inspire them and teach them how they could help change the world. And in the 1980s, the Rebbe used to stand right here and used to give out dollars. You got a little private moment, and the Rebbe said when two people meet, it should benefit a third. So you got $1. Of course, you kept the actual dollar for sentimental reasons, and you gave another $1 in exchange to any poor person that you would see on the street to give them some food. And you had your little private moment with the Rebbe. You could ask for a blessing. And everyone and anyone, police commissioners, all the mayors of New York City over the recent decades used to come here, and this is all where it happened.
All right, guys, so we just got out of the synagogue, and we're right now walking through Crown Heights. All right? I don't even know where we're going. Where are we going, Rabbi?
I can't tell you.
It's a secret, huh?
The chaos don't stop. So Sukkot is the festival which we're celebrating now in the Jewish year, on the Jewish calendar. Sukkot literally means huts. And if you look around, you'll see all these mini huts, temporary huts, which people sit in, and they eat all their meals in, and they spend as much time as they can over this week holiday. The reason is because when God took the Jewish people out of Egypt, he escorted them in clouds of glory.
Wow.
So to represent the clouds of glory and how God escorted us out, in this most unbelievable way, we sit in these makeshift huts. So the ceilings have to be made from something that grows from the ground, like, you know, bamboo or tree branches and all that. And it represents, hi, Common.
Hi, Yoni. Good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you. So that's why you'll see these huts. And then during the prayers, we shake what's called a lulav, which is a palm branch together with a citron fruit and some other sort of plants in order to represent unity. And we shake him and we bring them towards our heart, which we can get footage of tomorrow if you're interested in.
Oh yeah, this is I guess this is our new project now. This is my new project, guys. So you guys want a series, let me know. Hit the like, subscribe button if you're new to the channel. In the comment section below, let us know if you want to see more of this. Kind of like a Peter Santinello kind of vibe, you know? Like, they love this content, man. Like, they really do like this content. Say hi, guys. Awesome.
So on this holiday, in the times of the temple, there was tremendous joy surrounded by this holiday. It actually says in the Talmud, which is the books we saw before, that someone who hasn't seen the joy of this holiday never saw joy in their life. So now we're actually going to the heart of Crown Heights, Crown and Kingston, and you're going to see juggling and music and dancing and togetherness, representing the joy of the holiday, representing how much, as hard as it is sometimes, to serve God. And to fulfill everything that he likes and everything that he needs. And this gives us inspiration for the rest of the year to go do what's needed of us to create the type of world that God intended for in the first place. A little later, we're going to go down that way, and it's going to blow your mind when you're going to see. Look at this, we're going to have makeshift pizza station.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So you guys pretty much like get everything. So every vendor out here is for this event.
Yeah, they close all the streets. Look, all the streets are closed from here on out.
Wow. Talk about some serious pull. We got all of Brooklyn shut down, all of Crown Heights.
Look at that. And you're going to see throngs of people coming and they're coming from all different neighborhoods from all around to come celebrate on this holiday. You can hear the music already, right?
Yeah, I can, and it's really exciting. You know what kind of is this? How does this differ from Purim?
Oh, so Purim is a one-day holiday, and it's not as much as dancing in the streets. Like, this is more of like a week-long, over-the-top celebrating in the streets. Purim's just one day, which is also very joyous, but it represents Purim we celebrate for an event that happened when the Jews were in Persia and they were almost annihilated.
Oh,
so
right.
This is more the holiday of Sukkot, the festival of tabernacles. So it's a different celebration, but they're both very joyous. And also you have to understand, it's very joyous because we came from the holy day of Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement.
Yes, that just passed.
That just passed, so...
And my Jewish fans were asking me, am I going to do a content on Yom Kippur? Sorry guys, I didn't get to do that, but hey, we're here for Sukkot. Sukkot, right? Sukkot.
Yeah, you got it. So everyone just had this amazing day that we wiped the slate clean on Yom Kippur. It's a new beginning, and the relationship is starting anew. Here.
Oh, wow.
Frankie Light. Popcorn.
Oh, they know about him.
Hey, what's up, guys? Chabad. The place to be. Wow, man, these guys have a lot of energy out here today. They're happy. Are you guys happy? Yeah, we're happy. Wait till you get here. Oh my God, what is that? What is that? What's going on? It's a big party. Whoa, it is Tuttle. It is Tuttle like. Oh my gosh, you just missed that. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're going to the mosh pit. Can I dance with you, man? Let's go!
Oh my God. So this is the mosh pit?
Oh my God, guys, this is amazing.
I see the hotspot. Everyone comes from all over. From all over Borough Park, Williamsburg, Muncie, Manhattan. They come just to be here. We got a stage full of singers. It's still just getting started.
Oh my God. This looks really crazy. I only seen like videos of this before, but I'm surprised that it's like pretty real. Oh, so this is the mosh pit. Okay. Oh man, this is fun. I'll be right back. Hold on. crazy how they got like the whole block like this.
Guys, this is crazy. This is never before seen footage. Like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it already. Make sure you leave a comment, guys. Who else is doing this?
Authentic as it gets, baby. You're hanging with Hasidics.
Hanging with Hasidics, man. Let's go.
Yeah, I know it deals with like a lot of religion, and I know that could like be a turnoff for some people, and I understand if it's not for people. But it's really cool, you know, as an example of being an icebreaker, breaking boundaries that you normally wouldn't, you know, feel comfortable doing. And it's always good, you know, just to like it's just really good, just like learning like so many different things like this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, like breaking cultural barriers, then I'm all for that.
Okay, so now, Frankie, because you're hanging with me, we're going to a little off the beaten path. We're going to an exclusive Farbringen. Farbringen is a Yiddish word for gathering. And this gathering is being held by YouTube's most popular rabbi. He also has a couple 100,000 subscribers. His name is Rabbi Man is streaming. He's going to be thrilled to see you. He doesn't know about it, but he actually happens to be my wife's uncle.
Really?
And this is
With over 2.4 million already helped, California residents can now get out of debt while they live their life.
my in-laws' house.
Oh, wow.
These guys are desperate to be famous.
he said it desperate to be famous. Woo! He said it desperate to be famous. Yeah, he's funny, man.
This is my son Yanko.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up,
man?
Say hello to YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Adorable, man.
Thank you. Thank God. Yeah, we have 8 kids.
Really?
Yeah. We have 4.
You saw my video? Thanks, man.
We have a lot of fans here.
Oh, man, yo, isn't that something, guys? Guys, this is amazing, man. Guys, don't be scared, man. Look. Friendly, really friendly.
Did you think you had fans here in Hasidic Finance?
Honestly, man, I didn't really expect as much as the turnout to be as what it did. I was really happy with it.
Amazing?
Yeah. So we actually, guys, now we're walking down, like you said, off the beaten path. It's kind of quiet now, and it's really a peaceful night now, right now in Brooklyn, and we're heading over to this gathering. What's the word in Yiddish?
Farbringen.
Farbringen.
Farbringen is
Farbringen.
Which means to bring together. Farbringen.
Oh, Farbringen. We Farbringen tonight, guys.
Farbringen, and this Farbringen will go till 6 in the morning. That dancing, that music goes
to 6 in the morning.
Yeah, and it still only gets going till like at 3 or 4. So
really,
we're still a little early. We're about to go into one of the Crown Heights alleys now for a Hasidic gathering.
Okay.
Feel free to film.
All right. All right, guys. Never before seen footage. Right now, we're going into the Farbringen. All right, hit the like button. He makes a lot of cool videos. Very wise guy. Rabbi Magnus Friedman. Check him out. Shout out to Rabbi Magnus Friedman. Check out his YouTube channel. I'm going to drop it in the description box below. Hopefully we can get some more content with him. But it looked like they're having like, a very personal discussion right now.
We're outside the door. Okay, here we go.
Guys.
So, Frankie, have you ever been inside a Hasidic home?
No, I have not.
Okay, well that's going to change right here.
Okay. Let's do it.
You're about to enter into a Hasidic home here in Crown Heights.
Not just any Hasidic home, isn't this?
Yes, it's the house that my wife grew up in.
Wow, this is incredible. What an honor.
Most of my kids are sleeping.
Okay.
So as I said, we have
eight.
Four. Thank God, four girls and 4 boys.
Wow,
Yeah.
what even spread?
Planned Parenthood.
Right, that's what Rabbi Manus Freeman is, right? That's what he does.
Yeah, he actually Manus has 14 kids himself.
Wow.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh.
Where someone's gonna enter.
All right, guys. If you guys haven't done it already, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Right now, we're about to enter the home. Of Rabbi.
And this is such. It's really cool to see.
We are human. Our phones distract us. We don't see that cyclist.
Oh, that's it? Okay. I think I'm gonna see more gentlemen, but man, it was so cool seeing this. So yeah, it's like so cool to see somebody like break cultural norms and learn more of something that they're not familiar with. Oh yeah, I want to see this one with you guys where he almost. Oh man, this one's actually a really touching video.
Me yesterday, probably the closest I've come in a long time, if ever, to a near-death experience. Had things gone a little differently, I might not be here right now. So I've been trying to get to Ghana for a while. It's a small country in West Africa. It's about a 10-hour non-stop flight from New York City. Originally, I was planning to go a few weeks ago. I booked a ticket. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that a visa was required for U.S. citizens traveling to Ghana, so I had to reschedule. So I canceled the flight, I had to rebook. I show up to the airport, and we're sitting there. It's a midnight flight, ready to fly from New York to Accra, Ghana, and they announce a flight delay. Originally, it's an hour delay, and then the Delta spokesperson gets on and tells us that the captain of the plane has become grievously ill at the last minute, and we have to reschedule the flight to tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. So on this midnight flight, now, because the captain is sick, they have to get a new captain, and then fly a totally different plane tomorrow at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm packed up there at midnight, ready to go to Accra with all my stuff. I go home, I barely get any sleep, super anxious. Show up tomorrow to the airport at 3:30 p.m. We get on the plane, it's a new captain, new plane. And so it's 3:30 p.m., we're ready to travel to Accra. We board the plane successfully, and this was yesterday, 3:30 p.m. And unfortunately, yesterday there were thunderstorms, lightning in the area, so the plane can't take off. So we're sitting on the tarmac for an hour. We can't take off because there's lightning, thunder. So I'm sitting on the tarmac, like emailing my contacts in Ghana, being like, hey, we're gonna be late. We start moving, and we finally take off. Okay, so now we're in the air. There's a little bit of turbulence, but it's okay. I'm just relieved to finally be traveling to Ghana. There's a lot of stuff, by the way, involved in traveling to this country. You need to get a visa, you have to get a yellow fever vaccination, you have to get a temperature check when you're getting on the plane. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving pieces, and keep in mind, each time these planes are delayed or rescheduled, I'm having to cancel my hotel, I'm having to move everything around. It's a couple hours into the flight, maybe 2 or 3 hours, close to midway over the Atlantic Ocean. I'm sitting in the mid-row, and I see the captain come down the aisle and start looking out the window at the wing of the plane. Okay, so he's standing there, he's looking out the window at the wing of the plane. He's opening people's window sliders on the plane up to look out at the window. This is the captain, the guy who's flying the plane. He's like reaching over people's seats to open the window, and he's traveling to like multiple people's seats. So he's like opening up one person's window, and then he's going to the next seat. He's trying to get like the best angle.
Yo, if anybody sees that, yeah, they would be like acting really weird.
Look at the wing at, and this is causing a bit of a stir on the plane. I remember saying to the guy sitting next to me, like, this doesn't look good. Think about like the captain of your plane, and I've never seen this before. He's coming into the passenger seats to look out the passenger windows at the wing of the plane. So I'm thinking, what's going on right now? But, I mean, like, what are you gonna do as a passenger? I was wondering, like, if there was some issue with the wing, or, like, something he was doing, he wasn't able to, like, maneuver the wing successfully. It's kind of a scary sight to see the captain of the plane trying to get a physical look at the wing of the plane. And so I was seeing a bunch of whispering and rumors going on, but nothing officially from the flight deck until maybe like half an hour later, when the captain comes on and he says, I'm very sorry, but we have a fuel issue, and we're midway over the Atlantic at this point, and he says, we are going to need to return to New York. And he says the plane is momentarily going to make a right turn, and we're going back. And when we get back, there's going to be ground crews to check the configuration of the plane and make sure everything's okay. And the plane just erupts, as you can imagine. Like, holy shit. At this point, this isn't like a, yes, my plane's been delayed a few times, can't get to Ghana now. But that's not what I'm thinking in the moment. What I'm thinking in the moment is, there's a fuel issue on this plane, and we're thousands of miles out over the Atlantic Ocean, like hours from any land. Like, what? This is not good. So when I remember looking at the flight tracker, right, and our plane, like, I've never seen anything like this. We're flying out of the middle of the Atlantic. We just turn around mid-flight, and we're going straight back to JFK now. I go over and talk to one of the flight attendants. She says it's some kind of fuel leak. Like, we have 2 hours to get back.
Oh no!
You don't know what's gonna happen.
I hope everything's okay with this flight. It'd be really great to be able to hold my baby again. This is my last video. And then somehow recover this phone, and I really hope I'm overreacting here. I'm sure I am, but I all you guys, I'm my family, I'm with my friends, so you guys really mean everything to me, and it's only in situations like this I think that you really realize what's really important to you and what really matters in life. Just want to hold my baby, man.
And at this point, like, the Ghana trip isn't even in my mind anymore. It's just like, can we get back to New York successfully? And unfortunately, at this point, the Wi-Fi on the plane is working just for messages. But I start texting my wife, and here's what I said. I said, "Babe," means like honey in Chinese. And can you imagine getting these texts as the wife of somebody currently 40,000 feet up over the Atlantic Ocean? I said, please don't be worried. We are over the Atlantic right now and had to turn around. The plane is coming back to JFK. Now, that's New York Airport. Apparently there is some sort of fuel issue. It will be safe. But if anything happens, I love you so much, and let baby Elon know how much I love him always. And my parents, I love them so much.
Yo, this is, damn. Yeah, this just feels, like like actually, when he shows his raw emotions, it's like, wow.
Brothers too, and I to turn Annie. And then my wife says, "OMG, OMG, what are you talking about? I love you so much." What's the last thing you say to someone in a situation like that? What's like, like, God forbid, if this is gonna be your last words to somebody, what do you say, right? There's a priest sitting in the aisle right across from me, and a nun, and I'm just thinking, like, there was ever a time when we needed some extraterrestrial help. That would be now. And it was funny because sitting on the aisle on the other side of me, there's a Muslim woman, and she's got a copy of the Quran or some other Arabic prayer book, and she's reading from it. And now, as we're flying back to New York, right, you still got the thunderstorms and the lightning, so we're flying through all that. The plane is bumping around, and I'm just like, oh my god. And we still don't know, like, what the issue is. Like, any of these minor shocks of turbulence, it could be normal turbulence, or it could be your last moment on Earth. As we start getting into, like, U.S. airspace, as the plane is shuddering with turbulence or some unknown fuel issue, we start, like, getting emails, and we start getting these Delta emails being like, here's a complimentary meal voucher. We're sorry there was inconvenience on your flight. We're seeing the...
It was Delta? Is it Delta that has the negative stigma? I forget which one it was.
The city nightlights, and I finally see New York. I'm like, man, we're this close. The captain comes over the speakers and said, hey, this is going to be a normal...
Oh my god. That is crazy.
Normal landing. He's reassuring us that we're going to be landing normally, so that honestly doesn't really make me feel so great. Like, we're like, okay, don't worry guys, this is going to be a normal landing, right? As opposed to finally 10 p.m., 11 p.m., the plane touches down on land. And we're all safe. I remember just the feeling of, like, relief. And after we land, like, it was for the most part like a normal landing, but when we finally reach the gate, there's like fire trucks and ambulances surrounding the plane, which gives you an idea of, like, the potential severity of the situation. And fortunately, it was caught early enough where it wasn't an issue, but it could have been something much worse. As we were leaving the plane, the captain recognized me. Like,
it kind of like, I know this is off topic. Well, not really off topic, but I don't know if anybody saw snakes on a plane. Like the ending, like it was like all like weird CGI horror movie, like around the entire like midsection of the movie, and after all like the hassle and stuff, like everybody they had like emergency and everything already, and everybody just like started like jumping out, of like the airplane.
Got to get into the cockpit and actually ask him like what happened.
How many languages do you speak?
You did a great job. Thank you. Well, what actually happened? Like there was a.
So we actually had a fuel imbalance. So
yeah.
This is the right main fuel tank, and this is the left main fuel tank.
Yeah.
And there's a huge disparity, and we were not able to automatically or manually balance the fuel.
Wow.
So we could not continue the flight. Can I get a picture?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So a little bit after that, the captain was kind of like explaining what could have happened on the plane. It sounds like the fuel imbalance is a really, really severe situation. Like, fortunately we were able to get back without an issue, but it's a good thing he caught it as quickly as he did, because what he was saying was that if that fuel imbalance, like I guess there's two different like sides of the plane. I guess there's two different fuel tanks, and if one of them has more fuel than the other for whatever reason, I guess it was some kind of mechanical error, one of the engines can flame out on the plane, and that would have been a really bad situation. But he caught it, early enough to save all our lives, basically. So that's fucking crazy, man. Shit, like, we could have all just died right there, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's just like things like this. Like you just realize, like how, how crazy shit can get. Yeah, man. I don't know, but it sort of teaches you like value the important stuff in life, I guess. This captain really saved all our lives. I'm super grateful for that. If this story has a motto, give your loved ones a hug, because you never know if today might be your last. It's just really clarifying when you're in a situation like that and you don't know what's gonna happen. You really realize what's important in life. All the bullshit and everything, just kind of goes away, and you just realize like what really matters. So
yeah, that was like a really heartfelt video, and it was like hard for him to go through. Okay, so people said, they could have like communicated better. I understand that. Okay. Again?
How does Popeye's chicken sandwich get so crunchy, juicy, and tasty? We make everything fly.
the past 72 hours have been totally crazy. And I have a pretty insane update to this story. Now, if you're not familiar with what happened, you can go back and look at my last video. I was involved in like a freak plane incident over the Atlantic Ocean. If you haven't watched it yet, you should go check it out. After I posted this video, I heard from a guy who was on the same plane that I was on, but the previous flight. The exact same issue happened to him. They were flying from New York to Europe, and the plane got diverted midway over the Atlantic Ocean and had to fly back to New York. So I'm going to interview him along with Pilot Kelsey, aka the YouTuber 74 Gear, in just a bit. But first, I want to address some criticism that my original video received. And so initially, this story got covered by a lot of international press. I was very excited by this at first because I essentially wanted Delta to respond. I mean, this was a terrifying incident that freaked me and a bunch of people on the plane out, to say nothing of stranding hundreds of people at the airport with, having to get hotels and like rebook everything. But then something else started happening, which is that I started getting a lot of criticism from the aviation community, essentially being like, you were being dramatic, this is actually a very safe situation, and you really had nothing to worry about. Now, before I get into the new news, I wanted to respond to this criticism briefly, because I think it's important. First of all, like, I get it. Point taken. To recap, essentially what happened was we were flying over the Atlantic captain gets on, tells us there's a fuel issue, and we turn around and fly back to New York. Now, in the moment, I and many other passengers as well genuinely thought there was a chance that we were all going to die. I stand corrected on this point. At the time when this issue was detected, it seems like it was pretty safe. And that getting back to New York at the point that the issue was detected and we turned around, we were probably going to get back to New York with no issue, right? Planes are designed to fly with fuel imbalances, and it probably wasn't a huge issue at the point it was detected. And I don't want people also in general to be afraid of flying on planes, right? Because rationally, I know, and if you look at the statistics, you can very clearly see that commercial airline travel is almost the safest form of transportation that you can possibly take. Like, it's safer than driving in cars, it's safer than helicopters, apparently it's even safer than walking on a per mile basis. But the way that I reacted, and the way that many other passengers on the plane reacted as well, is I think a natural reaction, given how unusual and incredibly rare this situation is. You know, we had no idea. Many of us are already terrified of flying. Like, every time I get on the plane, I'm already fearing for my life. And like, yes, rationally, I know that's silly. Rationally, I know that flying commercial is unbelievably safe, right? But I still freak out. It still doesn't help me rationally knowing that. I still freak the hell out when I get on the plane. And so when you compound it with an issue like this, I think you can see how a lot of people freak the hell out and think they're about to die when they're probably not. Today we have Fred. He was from the previous flight on the same plane as mine that had the same issue. And we are also joined by 74 Gear, aka Pilot Kelsey. So grateful to have him here because like the two of us don't know shit about planes, and so it's nice to have like an actual pilot. So he's both a 747 pilot, but also a popular YouTuber. So you guys should definitely go check out his channel. Makes all kinds of cool videos about flying. I want to first ask you, Fred. You know, after the incident happened with my plane, you messaged me saying like, hey, the same thing happened with my flight. And can you describe like how like you were just like going on vacation from New York to Europe, I guess?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Yeah, so first, I really love aviation. Actually, I think I feel like I know more than like the average person, but like sitting in the back of a plane, like it still terrifies me. Like although I read all the stats and everything, and it's supposed to be super safe, like I'm still like a freak of a passenger, like where my like heart is pounding and like I'm like super sweaty and get really anxious. So anyway, we got on a plane from LA and then we are connecting through JFK in order to go to Prague. And then the first flight is fine. We'll get into New York just fine. We board the second flight and we take off with the Delta flight. And then like an hour in, kind of same situation you had. Yours was like 4 hours in. An hour in, the captain comes on and he's like, one of our 3 hydraulic systems has failed. And I think he said something about like low pressure or low oil or something. And then anyway, we're gonna go back. We're going back to JFK. So then, you know, I'm like kind of anxious because I'm already anxious on the plane as it is. I put on the little monitor to see like where we are, and we've already turned around, right? Because we're in the back, so we don't know what's going on there. So we like turned it back around. Everybody's pretty calm though. Like your plane that sounded like, well, yours was like more was going on, like the pilot's like up and down the aisles and stuff. Like our pilot was like, well, he was up there kind of explaining things, so we're okay. Nobody's yelling, nobody's crying. I'm checking the screen. We're flying over Boston. Okay, we're doing okay. So I calm myself down. Everybody's pretty calm, and he comes on, and, he's explained the situation again. He explains like everything's normal up here. You don't have to panic. Everything's okay. So like lots of communication. And then like 10 minutes later, he comes on. He's like, we're gonna have a regular landing, but JFK has a policy where like we're gonna have to roll the trucks because we've got a ton of fuel on board. Obviously, we haven't burned it off, so you're gonna see a bunch of lights and all that. So we land. Everything's normal, right? So we see the trucks. We park. Everything's good. Everybody's safe. Everybody's like cheering. Like we made it. We did it. Everything was fine. So everybody was like fine on that flight, right? So we exit the plane, right? So we're like back in the terminal, and they're like, oh, just go to the next gate. And then so for some reason like we come back at like midnight or 1 in the morning, and then so we move over to the next gate, and there's another Delta plane ready to go.
What are people saying? Oh my bad.
And then so they start boarding. Like it was like really fast. Like get off the one plane, get on the next plane. We're like, all right, everything's good. So then we get on, and so like 50 people get on, and then they stop, and then they're like, okay, let's take these 50 people back off the plane. So then unfortunately, like I guess our pilots had timed out for the night because they I guess flew too long. So at this point, like everybody was pretty calm until they were kicked off that second plane, and then people like were really pissed at this point. And of course they like take it on the 4 like agents who are like just trying to get people back on planes, and they're doing OT. So like one eventually like packed up her stuff and was like, I'm leaving. I'm just trying to help you guys out. But of course everybody's like yelling at agents. And so whatever. So they rebooked us for the next day at 5 p.m. We took Ubers, we found hotels, we came back the next day. So the next day was pretty interesting. So we come back the next day, and now these are the same people that were on the previous flight. Like everybody got rebooked for this plane. Of course, we get new pilots, we get a new plane, but everybody else we're all the same. We all recognize each other. We're all wearing the same thing from the day before, right? We're all clothes. So we got on the plane, and then you know how like maybe Kelsey, you can explain this is like you know how like when you switch from ground power to like power of the plane, like there's like a 1 second like flicker of lights and like everything transitions over. I mean, yep. You know, but like maybe you can explain that going over to like the APU, I guess. Yeah. So the APU is called, I guess the pilot was telling us, is auxiliary power unit, and like it failed. So like it failed where like the plane completely shut down, and all that was on is like the emergency lights. And then so like usually you don't notice it because it's like so fast of a switch, but like ours like completely shut down where it was like 20 seconds of darkness or a minute of darkness, and except for the emergency lights, and like people at that point started to worry. They're like, we have like no power on this plane, right? So the pilot, like we started the system of this APU, and then we started like rolling again, and we're taxiing, and then the plane just shuts off.
Hold on.
And again, yeah.
You're saying that you guys were parked at the gate and it went black, or you were taxiing and it went black?
Both. It went back several times. It went black like. Three times at least, maybe 3 or 4 times. So the first time was when they were switching from ground to the plane power to the APU, and it shut down. And then the pilot restarted it. Then we pushed back, and we started taxiing, and then it like shut down again. While we were rolling, we were like moving, and then the plane just went completely dark, and then people like lost it. Like I lost it. Like of course my heart's like pounding. Everybody's yelling in different languages. They're like asking the flight attendants what's going on. Like we come to a stop with the plane like completely off, except for like all the exit emergency lights. Like all those are like full on lit. And again, these are the same passengers from the night before we experienced our turnaround. So now they're like, this is the second plane where this is like a doomed flight. We're not going to Prague. Everybody's gonna die. Everybody's losing their mind. And then my son who's 8, he's like, Dad, the plane just keeps turning off. The plane keeps turning off. And I'm like, dude, I'm already super anxious. My heart's pounding. And like he's like yelling this like to everybody around, like the plane's turning off. Like we realize the plane's off. But again, luckily the pilot comes on, and the pilot was super professional. Guys, that we think the APU is going bad on this plane. We don't use it in flight. We turn it off. Like all it does is like produce power, I guess, for the plane, and then it turns on our engines. I guess it made it sound like, you know, when you jumpstart a car, and like after you jumpstart a car, like the car's going just fine, but like as long as you don't stop at like the grocery store and you like turn it off, then it won't turn back on, kind of thing. So we couldn't get our engines to turn on because the APU didn't have enough power.
Yeah, your APU is like that. If your APU is used for power and air conditioning while you're on the ground, usually at the gate there, and then it is used as well to get the engines to move. Once you get the engines running, then you turn the APU off. So the APU is not needed in flight, and you never use it in flight. It's just used on the ground. But it's like you said, it's to jumpstart the engines, if you will. So it's a little jet engine that's sitting in the back there, and that jet engine turns the main motors that are on the plane. So having the power go out while you're on the ground is pretty normal. Pretty normal. It can happen. Sometimes the cable that's plugged in, the outlet that's plugged into the plane falls out, or sometimes they pull it out without telling everybody. And then the reason you see all the lights, the emergency lights on, is because those are run off of a battery pack. So they're going to run, obviously in an emergency, you want to have those lights on there no matter what. So they're on a separate, totally different circuit than everything else, and they run off of a battery pack. So everything, all the electricity fails on the plane, people can still see where to go.
Well, so that was what was going on our plane, and like we're freaking out, and we're still just taxiing because this APU keeps shutting down on us, and like all we see are like emergency lights on, and the plane's like completely dead, no air conditioning, and we're all freaking out in the back. So luckily, the pilot's great communication was really helpful. He like gave us a step by step. He would come on like every like 10 minutes. We're like, all right, we're gonna park at the mechanical area, and then like 10 minutes later, like, okay, the mechanics are looking at it. We think it's this. They're working on it. We're gonna do paperwork. We changed this. Now we're gonna retest it. And he.
Oh, this was like 30 minutes. Ugh. Apparently, he has like a new TV show.
Guess less and sell more with the #1 email marketing and automation platform, Intuit MailChimp.
My name is R.A. Smith, but you might know me better by my Chinese name, Xiaoma. And yes, it does mean little pony. I'm a YouTuber and polyglot living in New York City.
Wait, is it White Pony Magic? Hold on. Rainbow, pony or something like that? Sunshine Rainbow White Pony. Walkie, is that the artist name? Walkie Zhang?
When I want to travel the world but don't have the time or money for it, I instead head to Queens, which is home to at least 138 languages. The diversity in this neighborhood has earned its train line, the 7 train, the nickname the International Express. Today, we'll be taking the 7 to the end of the line to Flushing, the hub of Asian culture in New York City, to practice Chinese, learn about how the neighborhood is changing, and of course, get some amazing food. It's going to be a great adventure, so let's go for a ride on the International Express.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I've been practicing my language skills on and off camera here for years now, getting to know people, learning about other cultures, and just generally having an amazing time in the process. I've made a ton of videos in Manhattan, Chinatown, where I spent a decade of my life learning Mandarin, Cantonese, and various regional Chinese dialects, but lately I've been spending a lot of time in Flushing, Queens, the largest Asian neighborhood outside of Asia, and that's where we're headed today. I'm going to check out a new mega development and get some lunch, but first I need a haircut. I'm headed to MG Hair Salon, which is well known for cutting the hair of Chinese superstars when they're in town. This isn't my usual haircut, so I'm excited to see what's in store.
Hello， 你好，我是小马。你好，我是 Leo。Leo， 我的头发乱成什么样子了？
我会觉得像这些可能会偏向于
对这种的我很喜欢。来吧。平常呢，我剪个头发，我会去，就是我家附近有一个福州人开的5块钱这种理发厅。
他们跟你说福州话吗？
对呀，我是跟他们学的福州话呀。
跟他们学的福州话。
we see 福州人的。其实我觉得这个现象就很有意思嘛。你来到了全世界最贵的城市纽约，剪个头发，你可以剪个5块钱的头发。我觉得很多美国人很不可思议。
中国人的文化是因为中国的人口比较多，
对，
什么东西都是多。多的话，在中国有一句老话，物以稀为贵，就是东西少了以后，就觉得这个东西是贵的，就是好的。我觉得现在中国人的文化就是。
What is? I think ni hao is like the only word I know.
以前人口多，开的店也多。
对。
为了生活，他们把价格，因为价格很实际啊，每个人都是这样子。
对，
你便宜我就去你这里去做，对吧？西方人的话比较，在我眼里，我可能觉得他们会比较传统，他没有大的改变。就像男生来说的话，我听了好多客人就是白人，
对，
或者去那种 barber shop 啊，去美国人的店里面去剪头发，他们只会问 number 1、number 2、number 3。对，他们不会用，
就是有一排老照片，他就我要个。
对。
哎，你什么时候开始剪头发？
刚开始。也巧合吧，就我高中没毕业，被老师赶出来了，读书不好赶出来了。家里人教我说你去学手艺吧，给了我3个选择：厨师、修车、美发。
All right, wow. Woo, 太好看了，谢谢 Leo.
Dude, I'm reading the comments in the Sunshine Rainbow White Pony. I think I should read the comments with you guys after this. Oh man, the comment section and that song as well. And we'll listen to the song.
Now we're headed up the street to Tangram, a new billion-dollar development, yes, that's billion with a B, to speak with project leads Helen and Alex about the neighborhood's newest addition. But this isn't your typical mall, or even a mall at all. This luxury development has restaurants, a movie theater, a pre-K, and much more, which can all be accessed 24 hours a day from the residential towers above.
What is it? What's going on here? Why are there all these people in these buildings?
Yeah, so Tangram's kind of our baby. We've been working on for the past few years. It's a 1.2 million square foot mixed-use development in the heart of downtown Flushing.
Yeah.
Per day, you'll see up to 300 people on site.
300 people?
Yeah, it's busy.
Wow.
And this used to be home of Flushing Mall back in the day, and it was I guess like a word to put it, that was a strip mall. And at that point, maybe the market was sort of befitted that sort of concept.
Right.
But right now, as developers of this project, we wanted Tangram to be forward-thinking, and we wanted to reinterpret that and bring us into like the 21st century, so to speak. It's our reinterpretation of what a successful mall in an Asian American community could be.
Yeah, I think malls in like American culture have this sort of like perception a little bit of being like a little bit outdated or a little bit unfashionable now. In Asia, it's totally different.
I think that certainly inspired us to do this project because it's very similar to large complexes in Asia, is that you live above the retail, you can access the retail 24/7.
Why Flushing?
New York City is the melting pot of the United States, arguably. Queens is at the epicenter of that, with the most languages spoken in the entire 5 boroughs. And I really do believe that we're at the center, at the heart of that diversity, that soul. But at the same time, in Asian culture, we're very true to our original roots. So whether it's with cuisine or language or cultural traditions, we try to stay authentic to that. I also do want to say that we're trying to change the stereotype or the traditional way of thinking what a Chinatown is.
Right.
I think Flushing is way beyond that. There's Koreans, there's Vietnamese here, there's Indians, all kind of aggregates here.
When we visited, much of the building was still under construction, but since then shops have begun to open and they're already attracting a lot of customers.
Sit in a birdcage if you want.
That's amazing. It's so like Lao Beijing, you know?
对，是的。You know those pieces of brick that you saw outside? They've been aged 30, 40 years minimum.
Really?
Because they wanted to create that authentic 胡同
Wow, this
look.
is so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a Beijing alleyway.
So what's awesome is that we're creating, like I said, intersection between old and new. So you have
Right.
this one that represents old China, and then you have the new China, which
Right.
is very modern,
Sure.
very advanced. And at the same time,
Oh, so they're like thinking about making this into like a Chinatown. I think that's pretty cool because I think, you know, when we see malls, it looks pretty like dystopian as it just becomes like these like liminal space monologues. So it's pretty cool, you know, that we got the a use for them, you know, for like let's say a Chinatown and stuff like that.
at the intersection of that, really pretty.
Where do you smell like you've been? Irish Spring. Smell from a nice smelling place.
I wasn't tight to your side. Focus on form. As long as you're moving.
Bro, I wanna see the sunshine, rainbow, and white ponies. Oh, they got a gym. Oh, Orange Theory.
It's gonna be embarrassing. No, it's crazy to see everything Pangram has to offer, and I can't wait for more stores to open
They
up.
got an
Now it's time
Orange
to see the other
Theory?
half of Pangram, the residential side, and learn from agents Eunice and Kevin what commercial developments like this mean for the neighborhood.
Wow.
Has anybody gone to an Orange Theory? I've seen those. I go to Platinum Fitness. They look cool, but I don't know how it works.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Ari. This is incredible. Look at this.
Welcome to the penthouse.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
our largest unit in the whole building, also our most expensive one.
Most expensive.
Which
No,
you are in the market to buy, right?
It's actually one of my favorite pastimes, is looking at real estate that I can't afford.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
what a great hobby. And what's the listing price?
The listing price is around $3 million.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to save up for a few more years, but maybe one day.
We started the kitchen.
I get the grand tour, and it is impressive. But what's even more impressive is that most of the apartments here have already been sold. If the high
Oh man, like the apartments in NYC.
prices and even higher demand can tell you
Penthouse
anything,
too?
it's that there's a growing upscale real estate market in Flushing, Queens.
Everything's touchscreen, so you can
Well, it's a
control
touchscreen
Ay, ay,
one
ay.
that rivals the luxuries and price points of Manhattan. We're a far way away from the humble beginnings of the first Taiwanese immigrants that came to Flushing in the 1970s.
So we actually built in a little hidden nook for, you know, when you want to just kind of go there.
A nook.
Or take a little call back there without anyone knowing.
I love nooks. Nooks are my favorite. Wow. Oh, that's a little secret. Look at that.
Yo, that's where we could have our studio. Wouldn't that be cool? And we could have like whatever's in the background in New York going on. Ooh man, that would be a dream to like live stream like that.
Down, enjoy the world. Wow. Study languages. So Flushing 20 years ago was like not like we're in a $3 million penthouse right now in the middle of downtown Flushing. 20 years ago, would this have been possible?
No.
No. So what happened? Like what's going on?
The U.S.-Chinese relations over like last 10 years propelled a lot of Chinese transnational entities and businesses to come through to America.
Yeah.
And Flushing is so conveniently located to LaGuardia Airport and JFK.
Right.
So a lot of that international business started flooding into Flushing, and then that kind of propelled the growth here. And then at the same time, more recently, so we have a lot of domestic investment firms who are looking to even help build more and elevate the skyline of Flushing.
I mean, you can only imagine like in 20 years, like is it going to be like another downtown Manhattan with like skyscrapers everywhere?
Absolutely.
Maybe. Yeah. Just like massive
Dang.
hyperdrive towers all covered in like
Yo.
neon and purple.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, exactly. Blade Runner. That's what I want. I want Blade Runner in Flushing. Can we get that?
Blade Runner?
Seeing Pangram and the future of living in
no.
Flushing is exciting. It's not so much east meets west as it is its own unique thing. Finally, it's time for some lunch. I'm going to Xiang Hot Pot in the New World Mall, literally right next to the 7 train. This mall has tons of great Asian foods and businesses, but today I'm here to learn about hot pot, a food that in China is as ubiquitous as cheeseburgers are in America, maybe more. I'll be eating with one of the managers to learn the tips, tricks, and history of hot pot, and hopefully having some tripe along the way. Hey, 你好 Lucas 怎么样？
非常非常。
哇，好香啊！这个是火锅，火锅是什么？
火锅其实是这个火锅话是
火 is hot pot, I guess.
它这个当时我们中国人，他作为火锅话，其实就是像和朋友之间吃饭一起分享所有的美食在一起，然后在锅里面煮。
但是你知道吗？每次吃我融入了中国文化很多年，但是每次吃火锅，对我来说都是个挑战。这样讲有点尴尬，但是有一些问题，就是首先呢，当然是它的辣度，但是其次呢，我应该是我不太懂怎么吃，都是一个很有讲究的一个过程。那告诉我们专业人士怎么吃？
肉的话，咱们先吃这种现爆的这种牛肉卷和羊肉卷。
它就是切的很薄很薄的，
对，很薄的，
然后串起来
15秒钟就好。
Looks cool, I'm not gonna
很
lie.
快煮好了，
对，很快就好。
然后直接吃。
对，然后这边是调料，可以拌一下。
这个是四川特色吧？
四川特色，可以试一下。
That's good. Very good. 好好吃。
Yeah.
Arachu that's really good. So
有一
Arachu.
点点辣，但是很好吃这个东西。其实呢，每次跟美国朋友解释
Man, I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing this, but I'm still learning. What I hear on on air.
我都会说这个火锅呢，在中国的地位，它就差不多相当于这美国的汉堡啊，美国的披萨。
这个就是因为朋友嘛，朋友聚会。
Pizza, okay.
在对于中国
That one I could
大
get.
街小巷的话都有很多很多的火锅店，这个属于是也是中国的一个传统美食吧。
它是不是一开始就是随随便便跟朋友聊天，一起吃饭，在路边上吃，但是后来它好像变得一个很 fancy 的一个事情。
对，你说的没错。就之前的话，很早以前的话，就是朋友之间，很多东西不大家都有自己想吃的东西，但是就来吧，一个锅，然后自己往里面放，想吃自己的。后来慢慢的就演变成了朋友聚会的一个首选。它这个因为我们家是国内直接过来的，因为国内的话它也是非常
是吗？
对。
这个是连锁店吗？
对，
在中国。
对，国内将近有600多家店。
600多家。
对，600多家店。
哇！
因为中国也很大嘛。
对。
它基本上每个城市都会有这家店这个分店。
这个是美国第一家分店吗？
这个是美国的第一家分店。
为什么你们会想到来纽约，来美国纽约法拉盛开店？
法拉盛可以说是这边美食最多样化的一个地方，这个才是真正能吃到中国餐的
Dragon fruit
口味。
为什么
？We can make pink sauce.
对，很多所有的国内的一级厨师都会在法拉盛这边做餐馆，而且我们有很多的这些料都是从中国引进过来，因为这边确实不太好找。
对，
像四川的比较有名的二荆条这些东西。
它因为花椒是来自中国，而且在中国以外的地方还不普遍，所以美国人一般吃不了。而且它在05年之前进美国是违法的，这个花椒。然后它现在呢，有没有人第一次吃花椒会不会说？哎，为什么我的舌头这么麻了
？Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
然后比较特色的话，这个是毛肚。
毛肚。
对，
哇，
这个东西的话有一个诀窍。
对。
如果时间长的话，它会很老。
它是不是这个很快？
对，
很快就啪。
有一个
对
7上8下，
那就是很快。
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8 ，OK 了，这样就好。
C，
可以试一下吃。
哇，漂亮。
你这个经历还是挺特色的。可能也有可能是我们中国人就是从小嘛就。
Damn, I gotta get milk. It's gonna be like caught ones, isn't it?
我应该没有过这样的感受。
你说吃辣吗？对，有点像吃喝酒的感觉，一样的。对，开始。
Spicy drunk？
我连现在就开始辣眼了，我也感觉，它这边的食物应该是全美国你能找到最地道的中餐。
对。
然后，那是这里，而不是这个唐人街。每次我很喜欢给我的美国朋友们推荐来法拉盛这个地方，而不是曼哈顿中国城。或是其他的地方，
他们绝对会感谢你的。他法拉盛的话，就是年轻人会比较多一点。年轻人比较多一点的话，他对这个食物的这个味道啊，这些东西他可能要求会更高一点。而法拉盛它就是聚集年轻人比较多，所以它的味道的话就是更有特色，更像中国的本地的一个食物的味道。
谢谢你，
哎，谢谢
你，这个真的很好吃。好，谢谢，
拜拜。
This food is just plain good, rich, diverse, and spicy, designed to be eaten with friends. It can be intimidating at first, but as we've learned today, once you know what you're doing, it is a fiery blast.
Yeah, it's cool, like the format that he does it in.
Flushing itself is a lot like a hot pot, a unique broth, an interesting combination of ingredients and flavors, always bubbling, never resting. And of course, it's undeniably delicious. And it's not a monolith either. With its own Koreatown and other enclaves, Flushing provides almost unlimited opportunity for exploration. But like all adventures, this one has to end too, and it's time to go home, back to Manhattan on the International Express, and plan for the next one.
Yo, that was so cool. Okay, oh yeah, that song. Sunshine Rainbow White Pony. You know, jokes aside, the song is actually pretty wholesome, and he made it so people that felt depressed, you know, they felt like happy. Where's the hook?
Let me introduce me. Here I come.
You're the. Is that what he's supposed to say? Okay, so that's a translation, right? Why would you cry? Everything will be alright. Let it all go, you know. Since there's no way, why do you hate? Why do you care? You gotta remember, you're the sunshine rainbow white pony. You are the strongest, the greatest, the brightest, the shiniest. Nothing can stop you grow. You are the best, the cutest, the coolest, the proudest. Blossom as you wish. You are the strongest, the greatest, the brightest, the shiniest. Remember to soothe your heart. You are the best, the cutest, the coolest, the proudest, sunshine, rainbow, white pony. Life is a comedy. Don't live it with tears. The punchline may be bad, sailing on you to be sad. Remember to soothe your heart. Everything will be fine. Bring it on. The world is your playground. Yeah, I like. Some people might say cheesy, but I'd rather hear this stuff than all the pseudo depressed stuff we hear nowadays. Man, I can't wait to see the comment section after this. I like how half the people that reacted to this, they felt happy at first. And then afterwards, they just like started cussing this guy out. Oh, hold on, let me slow that down for y'all. Honestly, it's a cool music video. Not even fronting on that. I'm waiting for the part.
你是那个阳光彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答。我是那个阳光彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答。
Bro, imagine blasting this part out loud. Like you got some subwoofers and you just like blast this out. It's so catchy though.
你是最好的、最俏的、最妙的、最骄傲的，尽情的盛开吧！你就是最强的、最棒的、最亮的、最发光的，心需让你红糖。你是最好的、最俏的、最妙的、最骄傲的阳光彩虹小白马。生活是笑话，别哭着听它，别在意更狂，富了使你伤，心要你红糖，一切会好的，一切都来吧，天地随你爽。你是那个 小白马，滴滴答滴滴答。我是那个阳光彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答。
Not the breakdown again. Bro, that was one of the best laughs. Yeah, life is a comedy. You sure got that right. Yo, I want to read the comment section. This guy can almost classify as an American rapper. Can't wait for this to be sung on America's Got Talent. Imagine the song and radio. Such original and positive vibes. Everyone will love it. Every child friendly and not a single racist or slang term. So good. Really, there's no in their language it's not a slang because they're just saying the, and that's how you say the, and well, that's what we see in the lyrics. But people that speak English will interpret it a different way. This should totally have a live concert in Atlanta. I love this song so much. It's so meaningful and beautiful. I'm going to sing it as loud as possible on my trip to Africa to spread positivity. I think I will sing the part. All right. Yeah, you guys know what part. It's the most inspiring in my opinion. And then Too Mad commented like 2 years ago. By the way, let me move my avatar real quick. Okay. So Too Mad said he do be spitting facts. I really love these lyrics. Love from Africa. Wait, I want to see what they say. Took me a few seconds. As a Chinese speaker, I can confirm these lyrics are meaningful and beautiful. They actually are. Like, jokes aside, they actually are really wholesome. Such an amazing song. Can't wait to sing this part on a public area in the U.S. Oh, man, you got the edgy, like, old head memes. This song is catchy. Too bad I can't sing it out loud. Fun fact. No matter how many years pass, this song will never be forgotten. And we will always come back to this masterpiece. I like this song. Can't wait to sing it loud at the public. Such a great and child-friendly song. I just cannot wait to sing this at my local basketball park and football field, where they will surely love it as so great for the kids and adults of all sizes and ages. Dad, why is my sister's name Roses? Because your mom loves roses. Thanks, Dad. No problem. Sunshine Rainbow White Pony. song is so epic. Can't wait to sing it in a public area. Such a beautiful song. Can't wait to sing it on public. The old head memes. Gotta set this at my Gotta set this as my ringtone to remind myself as a sunshine rainbow white pony. Make sure you have it on speaker. Wait until you're in a public and your phone rings, and you have your like the ringtone ringing at the chorus. Hope there will be more positive songs like this in the future. But yeah, and you know, I know they're joking about that, but it's a positive song. Just because the U.S. and the U.K. think the world revolves around them, and they think English is the only language. And once they hear a different language, different cultures, they lose their minds. This guy is so talented, he should do a concert in America. Oh no, people just can't wait to sing this in my U.S. history class. Yo, so they were clowning the artist, like, because he made, like, a comment, or, like, the record label. So his name is Wauki Zhang. Okay, people are just reposting the lyrics. The FBI is here because of this song. This is C-pop combined with gangster rap. People are highlighting the chorus. Wait, let me see if I can zoom that in. Oh yeah, you guys could see that. Let me move my avatar. I'll stay here for now. CEO of racism. How do you feel that you're, and mind you, they're commenting the record label. How do you feel that your music has become a meme? Oh, come on, dude. Oh no, this is gonna cause an uproar. Yo, they're just trolling the comment section. He do be spitting facts. That's racist. You can't say the N-word. They're commenting the N-word. Oh my god, they have no chill. They keep on commenting it. Dude, you're wanted. Not in the best way, too. Yo, why is everybody trolling? You put nay nay N-word in tags, bruh. That one English reply. All these were in English too. Yo, why is the comment section spanning? Wait, let me play the song in that part while I read it. Someone tell me what it says. Love him or hate him, he's speaking straight. We're just saying that in Corona language. I don't know what's up with these replies, but holy darn, most of the English replies are yeah, I think that's... Oh, okay. This man is the vice president. Percy called me, and then suddenly a rainbow. Make up your mind, it's contradictory. Oh yeah, this is a translation. In response to call the majority of fans, we have now opened an audience submission and comment add subtitles. And yeah, I think that's what the comment that the record label put. And everybody's just oh yeah, so oh, I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind over here. So yeah, like that's what this translates. They're like, you know, since they see they're getting a lot of attention, they decided to open, you know, the, I guess this part right here for submission for like English subtitles, and everybody was like, oh, so this is what, you know, they use for it. So that makes sense now. Okay, so yeah, so this person basically made that's what they put in the description. Okay, cool. Yeah, they're like, they opened it for like submission, you know, to have like it translated, and everybody's just spamming the N-word. Well, at least we're learning like a new language, I guess. Yo, imagine the record label, like they open up the submission since they see they're getting a lot of traction, and they just see this family. Dear God. I'm sorry, just can't get over it. We got the K-pop police on the scene making sure all the music is extra. This is actually amazing. Bro, you got the N-word best. They spin straight facts. I wonder what that means. Sir, I'm gonna need me to show your Barack Obama approved N-word pass. Oh my God. Can't with the comment section, everyone. Everybody's like driving me insane. This is so romantic. This should have a concert in Atlanta. Playing this on repeat when I pass by Houston tomorrow. Average day in Ohio. Oh, that's where Speed is from. Jokes aside, this song is so catchy. I just hope I didn't accidentally sing the catchiest part out loud in the song. Yo, I wonder what the record label thinks. Wait, did they actually tag it? Let me see. I don't know if they edited for tags. I don't see anything. That is so funny. Like the record label is like, since we're getting a lot of attention, we want you guys, to help us with the subtitles. And everybody's just spamming the N-word. Yo, I've never seen like the comment section troll a record label. That is amazing. We need a live performance down in Compton for real, for real. This video is life-changing, informative, inspiring, heartwarming, useful, calming, enjoyable. Other sing along. I don't know about sing along though. The internet should fund a concert for this guy in Detroit. Y'all want this guy to get hurt. This song brings me hope and motivation in the darkest moment. I gotta see the comment section. Imagine making a song and almost 2 years later, it's popular because of the chorus. It's still popular to this day. Can't wait to play this song in the hood in high volume. On Halloween Day. Yeah, that would be scary. Must be so confused. This blows up 2 years later. Imagine the artist waking up and he just sees people like going after him and he's all confused and they let him know the reason. This dude can't go through the hood untouched. I'm waiting for him to go on a concert in America. What if he goes to Madison? Isn't Madison Square Garden one of the biggest concerts ever? Like concert hall. So imagine, for a venue, imagine he goes, to Madison Square Garden and he just starts singing a song out loud. Oh man, that would be so wild. Imagine being an innocent little kid singing this in a country that speaks English. I feel bad that this song is basically only known for the funny N-word because this song has such a good message and meaning. I think this is going to teach us to speak Chinese, Mandarin that is as well. I can't wait to sing this during my presentation in Mandarin class next year. Come on, guys. Give this guy some respect. He is literally making an anti-depression song. I think he made an anti-depression song, but in the way he didn't intend it. People still making comments. Bro, I Show Speed was like, it was funny, bro. He was losing his mind. But then he, accepted it. Oh my god. Bro, people keep making the memes. Spamming. They were spamming the record label for a translation. Oh god. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough internet for today. Thanks for anybody who stopped by. Hope you guys have a good day. Good